guys, welcome to our YouTube channel. This is the second video of our playlist in which we show you how to create a job portal with Django and PyTorch. So in the first video, as you all saw, that we created our project as well as our app. So if you missed the first video, I am putting a link in the description so you can go and watch it there and come over here. We showed how to create a virtual environment and start our project over there. So after we started our project and we created our app, I just went to apps.py of our app, which is job portal. So in there, I can find a class named job portal config. So we'll start from here itself. So as you can see this class name, I've copied this class name. And now I go to settings.py in job hunt. And now in this settings.py, I can find that there is a section named as installed apps. So what we did last time is we started an app called job portal. So now in this main project, we will show our Django that yes, we have created this app and we have installed this app. So I'll just put the link. This jobportal.apps is nothing but a link to jobportal.config. So as you can see from settings.py, I have to go to job portal. And in job portal, I have to go to apps.py, and in apps.py, I have my class name jobportal.config. So I created this, and after that, I also added something called as crispy forms. So what is crispy forms? Crispy forms makes our form better, and it enhances the front end of our form. I'll show it once we get into that part. I'll show it to you, and it will be more clear then. So now after we did this, let's now go to our app job portal and actually start the implementation. So in my apps jobportal.py, I went to my models class. So going to the design of our application, we can say that the most important part for any web application is its database, or how it stores the data, what it does with the data. So we are starting off by using a database and creating this database. So as we all know that in Django there is a user class. So this user class is a default implementation of a table of a database for a user. So we can change it dynamically. I'll put a link in the description box where you can learn more about this on how we can add more fields to the pre-existing user class and override its methods. So I am using the default implementation, so I've just imported it. And now we are creating three classes: class profile, class company, and class candidate. So before going into the code, I'll just show you a bit more on what is this class. In Django, we don't actually have to create a database for using a database. Django is ORM, has ORM, object relational model. So what object relational model is that? Uh, in Django, this class is the table which we use in a database. So this profile class is nothing but a table. This company class is nothing but a database table, and the candidate class is also nothing but a table. And in this table, we have all these attributes. User is an attribute. Image is an attribute of a table. Table is nothing but a collection of rows and columns. So in this, we have the column user, we have the column image, and all these columns. So what ORM or object relational model is that in Django, whenever we use a class, we use all the tables as classes, and every instance or every row of the table is given as an object in Django. It will be more clear as we get into the code and I show you how it's done and how the output comes out. But for now, remember in Django, all the tables are classes, and all the rows of the table are nothing but objects of that classes. So after this, as you can see here, you can go through this and you can understand that these are all nothing but just the attributes. So I have imported my models, and in models I have image field. So in image field, I can upload an image. In character field, I can write about me. I can write a bio. So here I have written 200. Suppose I am writing over here 2000. In date of birth, I can date field I am using for date of birth, and in resume I am using file field. So I think it is pretty intuitive and you can all understand about it. In string, so when we call this an object of this class, it will return the name of the user and profile. So this will be something which we get after we call. So I'll just show you that in code and as an output in the further videos, so you can go over there and understand it pretty well. So this company class has the same thing, everything is the same. So I think it's pretty intuitive and you'll get it, you'll understand it once you go through the code. So the most important part, which no one covers practically, is that what is this relation one to one? So what this is my user. I have a user over here. So my user and my profile are in one to one relationship, meaning that every user will only have one profile and every profile will only have one user. So suppose I have the user and I want to get its profile. So it will I can easily get the profile of a user by just knowing who the user is. And similarly, I can easily get the user if I just know the profile. So these two are related in one-to-one relationship. So this is what it does. The second thing is profile and company. So what I can do over here is profile and company are related by foreign key, and this foreign key is profile. So a foreign key is nothing but one-to-many relationship. So in one-to-many relationship, I can see that my company, every company has a profile, and so I have to build that profile. Every company has a profile which is different. So the company and the profile are in one-to-many relationship, as they can be multiple, as multiple companies can have a profile, right? So this is it. And the last and the most important and the most trickiest part of this is how we relate the company as well as the candidate. So what we know is, suppose there are 100 candidates and there are 10 companies. So all the candidates can apply to all the companies, as well as all the companies can accept the candidatures of all the candidates. So what this is many to many relationship. So I am using here many to many relationship for company. So what this is, my candidates and my company are in many to many relationship. Means all the candidates can apply to all the companies. And another thing over here is my user and my candidates are in one to many relationship. So what this is, I'll explain what this its logic is. So as you know, if I'm applying to two companies, namely Microsoft and Google, for a position of data scientist. So I'm a candidate for data scientist position in Google as well as in Microsoft. But I have only one profile and I have only one user. But I have two candidatures. So that is the logic which follows over here. One user can have multiple candidatures depending on the company. So I am applying to two companies. So I have two candidatures. So if I apply to n companies, I will have n candidatures. So for using that logic, I have created this. And as we said in our ambition or our aim of the channel, that we want to show actual business implementation. So all of this has technical aspects as well as the business implemented together in it. So you can pause the video and go through it once again if you don't understand. And if you have any doubts, you can post it in the comment section and we'll get back to you. So I think everything else is pretty intuitive, as you can understand all of this. So after I do this, I get all my models. So I save this and I have all my models. So after I have my models, the next thing which I'll do is I'll register this model. So I'll go on to how we can register this model. So I'll show how to register this model in just a second. The next thing over here is the signals. So what I'm doing in the signals is I have this create profile and save profile. So whenever a user registered into this job portal, the user is created. So after user is created, I am just creating a dummy profile for that user. Just a dummy profile for the user is created by using the information which is there. So and I'm creating this and I'm saving this. So this works at the back end. Just when the user registers, his profile is also created, his dummy profile is also created and saved with the help of this signals.py. Now then, I will go to what this forms is and how we work in this forms. So as you can see over here, I have created a user register form, and this inherits from user creation form. So Django already has a class named user creation form, and what this is specifically made so that we can easily create a form. So in form, what is a form? Form is where we can take inputs from the users. So in this, I can say that the model is user. So this model is nothing but the database this is using. So here for creating a user, for registering a user, I am using my user model. And in that, the specific fields for which I need input is username, email, password 1 and password 2. This password 1 and password 2 is nothing but confirming the password so that we can understand that the password is verified and registered. So this is the class in which we create the form. We will create the form and I'll just show you how this is actually implemented just in 2 minutes. The next thing which we are going to do is that in this main job hunt project, we can see this file names urls.py. So what this urls.py does is, this is the main urls.py where every path we get is routed to some other path, or it's given some other address to work with. So right now I have my default path as none, there is nothing in there. So if there is nothing in there, my default path will get me to jobportal.urls. So jobportal.urls, job portal is the name of the folder or the app we have, and in that we will go to urls.py. So it will get redirected over here, and whenever we put the path of register, then my register user method will get called. And what my register user method is, I am defining my register view method in my views.py, as you can see over here. I wrote my register user method over here. I'll go through this in the further videos where we will understand what views.py is and how we use it. So for now, we can just link our methods to our URLs like this. And the next thing we are going to do over here is the same thing is done with login. So, but as you can see, there is this difference. In register user, I have just written the name of the method which I have defined. But in here, I wrote auth underscore views, login view, then as view. So the Django provides me some generic classes, and in that there is login view. So this is the class name login view, and Django automatically take care of all the login activities through this, and I don't have to do anything. But since this is a class based view, as you can see over here, class log view, this is a class. So I have to write, whenever I am defining a class in urls.py and using path, then I have to write this as view, and I have to link it to the template. So this is the way we define a class in a URL. We redirect a URL to a class, and this is how we use a method over here. And this name register and name login is used as their aliases. Suppose somewhere I have to give the path of register. Suppose the URL of register or login is to be given. So instead of that, I can just specify this register, or I can just specify this login, this name login. So automatically the URL corresponding to that will be taken in that place. So let me just give you an example. In this register HTML, I can see that here I have written URL login. So instead of writing the whole URL as my domain name slash login, I can just write a login as this is the name of the method, and it will get automatically called, and automatically everything pertaining to it will happen. So this is how this works. I know it's pretty convenient, right? So this is how it works, and we will go through this HTML and the home page and how to create the login page as well as the register page in further videos, where I teach you everything there is of class-based views, function-based views, generate class-based views, everything. So now let's just try this out and see how this works out. So I'll go to my command prompt. As you can see over here, I have my command prompt on. So just look at this address. I came to my folder where my project is. Then I will activate my virtual environment. So I hope you remember how you activate your virtual environment. You just navigate to your virtual environment. So how I navigate to my virtual environment is, I'll just write the name of my virtual environment. Then I'll write scripts, and then I'll write activate it, and to see my virtual environment run. So I think there is some issue out here. Okay. Yes, so now I got it. So as you can see, I am in my virtual environment, and in my virtual environment, now what I'll do is I'll just go to my main project, main Django project there is, and in that I will run my migrations. So what I have to do right now is, instead of just running the server, first I have to see that my database is running fine. And how do I do that? So for using databases, for using the database for the first time or making any change in databases, we have some specific commands which Django has given us. So the first one is python manage.py, and then it says make migrations. So what make migration does is it creates the models in models.py. As I told you, we have made some classes, and those classes are nothing but tables. So it makes those tables, and by default Django uses SQLite. So right now, while creating this project offline in our PCs, we are using SQLite, and afterwards while deploying it, we'll use PostgreSQL to make it better. So as I am doing here, I am running make migration. So my tables will be created automatically, and it says that no changes detected. So just give me 1 second. I'll just see to it that everything is saved, and if everything is saved, then everything should work out fine. Yes. So now as I can see that no changes are detected, I'll migrate. So when I migrate, I apply those changes which have taken place. So as you can see, all my tables are made, and now I can use all my tables. So this is how we create the tables, and in the next video I'll show you how to use these tables and how to create login, register page and our home page, and how to do much more stuff with it. So guys, if you learned from this content, it would be really great if you like this video, comment and share it with all your friends who might be interested in it. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel as we post all these kind of unique and new projects which are not available anywhere else. We will tell you how we can proceed in Django and use every kind of new technologies like recommendation systems which are built on state-of-the-art techniques to create real-life products which can be used in your businesses or anywhere else and can give you better understanding of how things actually work out. So please subscribe to our channel, hit the bell icon and don't forget to click on the link which is now shown on the screen, as it will take you to the third part which will make it very interesting and show you how to create the login page and proceed further ahead with the video. Thank you.